Greetings, travelers, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, presented by Draco Breach. And we are about to head into the next palace, the Ice Palace. Now, once you go through here, you pretty much want to go in straight away because, yeah, that enemy that can steal things from you, still dangerous. In here, we have a new enemy, and he is only weak to fire. You can only defeat him with fire. And get used to these statues here. They are all throughout this palace. And the Ice Palace is interesting. You're going to be switching your inventory a lot, especially if you don't want to waste magic or other items. Because there's going to be a lot of those electrified enemies, Baris. Berries and Baris. I think but there's going to be a lot of them, and they're a lot easier to defeat if you use the hook shot. The hook shot is very useful here because there's a lot of enemies that, like your sword, can be taken out with one hit. Describing this palace. It is interesting. Here's another new enemy. And they can also be taken out with one hook shot. And they are an excellent source of magic decanters. Keep that in mind. Okay, thank you. And we get our compass in this room. These floors, get used to them. You see how you're kind of like slipping and sliding all over them, and I'll show you the dash. It's not that much faster in here. It feels slower. I don't know how much slower it actually is, but it certainly does feel slower. This room has quite a bit of... Oh, actually, they take more than one hit with the sword. I guess I was just used to always spin attacking them. So yeah, they're probably better to take out that way. Avoid the top skull that has a bunny beam in it. I keep hitting that. This room over here is actually a dead end right now. I'll tell you. Oh, the magic fairy. I was trying to avoid it, but that floor is... I should be able to tell you when we actually get to that room again. So here is kind of an interesting thing, and you can kind of... I think you can immediately see what you need to actually do. As soon as I can hit this thing. Okay. And that is that. Okay. It's very easy to get stuck on corners like that. So just keep that in mind. Just watch out for the corners and keep trying. I'm going to see if I can get... any hearts. Well, I replaced the last heart that I lost. In here... Context clues. Bombs and magic. You cannot destroy the Skeleton Knight with the sword alone. When he collapses, he is vulnerable to another weapon. And we kind of got a context clue. It's either a magic item or bombs. And they help a little bit more by actually dropping the bombs that you need to beat them with. So, yeah. Context clues. Now, I mean, if you did go down first, you might think that it is magic. I haven't actually tried magic against them to see what fire does. Because I always get that one particular clue first. Make sure that crystal is red before you go through here. It probably is, if based on the room that you were in. Step on that. You can actually go through the fire bars. The Gura bar? Guro? I cannot remember what the name is supposed to be, but they try to be somewhat distinct from the Mario name. And I cannot... just cannot remember what it's going to be. These guys come charging at you. And it's really hard to actually go through this dungeon without enough magic. Lure him down here. And we want to actually go north first. We'll be seeing him again. Let's see if I can... Okay, so I only needed the 2 jars on the side. Yeah, the floor falls out, and you actually do want to go down here. There is stuff to the south, but we're ignoring that, right? Rats. We'll be back in that room if you can't tell. It actually can't reach quite that far. But yeah, in here, the Baris and the Biris are mainly just annoyances. You can slip past them. Thankfully, that ice sculpture does not come alive, and the trick that I just showed you is a good way of getting through some traps. Is just throw out your hook shot. You are momentarily invincible, and yeah, you're pretty good to go. You'll see this crack on the wall. Don't waste a bomb there. It doesn't do anything. I'm actually just going to leave that chest. I'll show you why in a moment. But remember when I said that we had a... Oh, we're not there yet. Right. Sorry, I was trying to remember what exact order I wanted to do things in. Unfortunately, yeah, the Skeleton Knights are frequently dropping things that you need to beat them. You know, kind of funny in a way, honestly. I think I'm thinking, hello. Right. Yeah, get used to these statues. Took me a second. Right, okay. So this statue here will actually open this door, but I'll show that in a moment because when we head up here, we're at that dead end that I mentioned. This is the room that you would have seen if you came up here, which has the big key. And you wouldn't have been able to proceed because these skulls were blocking your way. You could go back this way, but that's a longer path. This is shorter. Pull on this guy's tongue, this statue's tongue, and just go back the way you immediately came from. And you notice what happened when you stepped on this switch. Gives you a key. So now we have 2 small keys, and we're going to need them. Head through here and look, we're back in where this blade trap is. Lure it down or walk in the middle and throw out your hook shot. Yeah, that's a good place to stand. And go down to the next floor. This room also has a bit of a context clue. You would think, oh, I just need to fall down here. But if you defeat the ice sculptures that come alive, it gives you bombs. Why would it give you bombs in this room? That seems rather odd, doesn't it? But you do have this cracked floor, and you can try bombing all 5 panels, but that's the only panel you need to bomb. That is the only panel that can be bombed. And here's kind of an interesting thing here. You fall down this hole, and this is the only optional dungeon item in the game. The blue man. This will actually cut damage that you take in half. So I don't usually save this dungeon till this late. I usually get the minimum items that I need and head here pretty quickly. We could head up here if we wanted to. Not going to do that just yet. Okay. Remember what I said about the hook shot and how you can kind of use it to give yourself additional invulnerability frames. I am going to get hit by something. Okay, getting hit by one of those shadow creatures is better than being hit by the anti-fairy. Anyway, actually this is probably not the best. Why am I going this way? Now that I'm thinking about it, why am I going this way? Gets you a small key. Right, okay. This is not the best way to go. But this is going to be kind of the way that you think that you need to go. Which is part of the reason that I practiced going this way, despite the fact that this is not a good way to go. And that right there showed that those, I think they're called freezors, are immune to every sort of damage except for fire. And this ends us in here, which is decent enough. Where we actually want to go is going to be that way, but you're going to see why it was kind of pointless to go this way in a moment, but it works out in the end. We get to talk to Sarasala. Link, do not use all your magic power if you do not possess the medicine of magic. Now get ready to go into the depths of this dungeon. So yeah, kind of a hint there that it's best to have potions for recovering magic for this dungeon. And the reason is not because of the enemies, because you get plenty of magic refills through magic decanters, both large and small. And actually, yeah, you kind of probably should go this way first. Simply because, I'll be honest, I wasted a little bit of time. Going the way that I did because, actually maybe not. Trying to avoid magic fairies, and what do? I run into them. Okay, no, that was not a waste. You do need... Okay, I did not want to step on that 5 billion times. Bomb. And then... Because you do need that small key to proceed here. This, as you can tell, only opens that momentarily. And there's a trap waiting for you there, so just be careful. I actually forgot about that one for a second. But, yeah, it's waiting there. It's not really that harmful. And now, one thing that's odd. This anti-fairy actually does respawn if you do defeat it. So, yeah, and these guys are back already. Okay, somebody was still on. You can actually fall down here to fall into those pots down below if you need to. You can push this down there. It's pointless. Don't worry about that one. Instead, make another circuit. I kind of wish I was joking when I said make another circuit, but that's exactly what we're doing. I knew I was going to run into that. Not doing too bad on magic. And health, I'm doing better than when I ran my test, because I'd already used the fairy by this point. I accidentally, one of the ice sculptures, the freezors that come alive, I was trying to do something else while it was chasing me and wasn't paying attention to how much damage it was doing. and it takes you out in about 3 or 4 hits until you get the blue mail. When you have your green mail, it hits like a truck. It is absolutely devastating to get hit by them before you get your blue mail. And even after you get your blue mail, I mean, it does cut the damage in half, but that means going from 3 to 4 hits to 6 to 8 hits, give or take. What you actually want to do is push that one down, follow it down. This is the one that we pushed first. This is the one we pushed second. And we're able to go through. This room is kind of interesting. I like the... I like kind of what they do here. You can pull this tongue, it opens the door. The other tongue doesn't do anything, so there's no real point in pressing it. Under here is a bit of a trap. And yeah, I don't think it's possible to be fast enough to do anything with. It kind of looks like you can't go anywhere here, but you can pull this statue. You can't pull that one. Knock those moles down, and we open up this. If you look at your map, there's the boss down there. I recommend going ahead and getting out your fire rod. This boss is kind of interesting. During this phase, he really isn't all that dangerous. He drops these ice cubes that are pretty easy to avoid. Okay, you can still damage him with fire rod. I typically don't. I usually try to get near. You guys are wasting my spin attacks. I blew up 2 at the same time. That's actually kind of funny. But yeah, it's not a bad deal to go ahead and use your magic because you're going to get a refill anyway from gaining the crystal. But we get our next heart piece, and we are about to rescue the maiden trapped in the Ice Palace. I'm pretty sure it's called the Ice Palace. Well, it'll be the title of the episode, so... Link, because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. They say the Hylia people controlled mysterious powers, as did the 7 wise men. But the blood of the Hylia has become thin over time. We, who carry the blood of the 7 wise men, do not possess strong power anymore, either. Our powers will increase if we mix the courage of the knights with the wisdom of the wise men. Only a short time remains until the gate at the castle linking the worlds opens completely. If you defeat Ganon, this world will vanish and the Triforce will wait for a new holder. I believe in you. Good luck. Do you understand? Yep. May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce. Complete refill. And before we get waylaid by monsters, yeah, that'll put me right above that rock. Let's go somewhere a little bit safer. Just because it'll be easier to end out. But that doesn't leave too much. There's only 2 more crystals, 2 more maidens to rescue. And there's only 2 more palaces to visit. But that means that, for now, this will be Draco Breach reporting out. God bless, and safe travels.